Blown to smithereens. This is what happened when a train carrying fracked oil derailed. Tonight, we've learned there's a plan to ship this highly explosive fuel right through the Bay Area, and city leaders are powerless to stop it.
Kristen Ayers has some exclusive new information tonight.
On bustling 4th Street in Berkeley, people, shopping, and the occasional blast of a passing Amtrak train. But very soon, that Amtrak could be joined by another very different type of train.
Here comes our Amtrak, and they're proposing to use exactly the same track for these hazardous cars. Totally unacceptable.
The hazardous cars Berkeley's Vice Mayor, Linda Mayo, is talking about could carry a highly explosive crude oil fracked from the Bakken region of North Dakota. It's as flammable as gasoline, as we saw when this 100-car train carrying it derailed in Quebec last summer.
Oh, mon Dieu! Oh, mon Dieu!
47 people were killed, and the town of Lac-Mégantic was reduced to rubble.
I can't even imagine what would happen if there was a major derailment and explosion right at this pharmaceutical plant. It would be devastating.
Mayo just recently was made aware of the possible route. It's buried in a 700-page environmental impact report for a crude by rail terminal at a Phillips 66 refinery near San Luis Obispo on the Central Coast. 80-car unit trains of Bakken Crude would run on Union Pacific Railroad tracks, the same tracks used by Amtrak's congested Capital Corridor commuter line. It goes from Sacramento through Richmond, El Cerrito, Berkeley, Emeryville, and Oakland, all the way down to San Jose. Phillips 66 at first denied the trains would be coming through Berkeley or here through Jack London Square. But later, in a statement, they told us it's not up to them where the trains travel. It's up to Union Pacific, and railroads have special rights under federal commerce laws.
That's the only map, and that's what it shows.
Scientist and engineer Phyllis Fox was commissioned by the Sierra Club to submit comments on the EIR and says the train route through the East Bay is almost inevitable.
There's no way you can get crude oil without sending it through one of the major metropolitan areas.
Fox says the only alternative to the Berkeley-Oakland route would be to run the trains on Union Pacific's ACE line from Stockton over the steep Altamont Pass through Livermore and Pleasanton.
It would be an unlikely route.
As for what kind of crude the trains will be carrying, the report spells it out. It clearly says the most likely source would be the Bakken field of North Dakota, and it points out that accidental oil spills along the tracks would be significant and unavoidable.
These railroads are regulated at the federal level. We have no jurisdiction, and the state has very little jurisdiction.
Now, despite what the environmental impact report says, a spokesperson for Phillips 66 told us the refinery in San Luis Obispo County is not set up to run Bakken Crude. But again, that EIR makes it sound like that's exactly what's going to be coming down the line.
We're talking about millions of people in the vicinity of these tracks all the way up and down. In Berkeley, highly congested. Is the city council there doing anything about this?
You know, we saw in the report that the vice mayor has introduced that resolution. It opposes any plans to bring those trains through Berkeley. She's hoping lawmakers in Washington can help, but ultimately the only city that can stop this is San Luis Obispo. They can stop the project cold. We don't know if they will.
And again, this stuff is highly flammable, even before it's refined, right?
Absolutely. You saw those huge flames. That's what has happened when these trains have derailed. So as flammable as gasoline.
All right. Kristen, thank you for that.